So welcome everybody, it's 15:15, let's start. I am Ismail Dönmez from SUSE Nuremberg. I work on package up, as we imagined. So I'll talk about package up 15, what we did there, some things changed, and first I'll introduce package up 12. So does any of you use package up, know package up? Okay? Oh, okay. All right. If you get bored, I'm sorry. This was supposed to be like people who don't know about package up much.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, package up started with the idea: how do you bridge enterprise to the community? How do we make these two things work? So, the question we asked was, enterprise people need a lot of software, and when you do enterprise software, you cannot ship everything. Like, SLE enterprise ships like 2,400, possibly, around that packages, but in Tumbleweed, we have more than 10,000 packages. We cannot support all of this, but people have, let's say, interesting dependencies sometimes. In one funny case, one company needed SSH pass, which is like very insecure. You wouldn't want it on enterprise, never. But it's like one time only. They have a very useful use case. They'll use it one time, and they need it. So they found it in package up and decided to go with SUSE Linux Enterprise just because it was available and it wasn't available on other enterprise platforms for good reasons. So this is our problem. Poor enterprise guy wants the software, but we cannot give it. So we have to find a way to bridge this without breaking our enterprise promises, which ended up being our package up project to provide it. So, how did we do it? So, how many of you uses OBS? All right, these two guys are, oh, you perfect. So we said, okay, we have the openSUSE project, lots of cool people doing lots of cool work. I mean, they do their own work, they contribute to openSUSE. I'm a reviewer myself for Factory, so anything comes into Factory, me and like other people reviews it, and possibly every day 1,000 submit requests comes from people just to Tumbleweed. So this does not include personal things they do. And we said, let's get some packages from openSUSE build service and package it for enterprise in some way. And cool thing was, these awesome 60K developers already built their stuff for enterprise. The problem is, everybody does it its own way. So some people build for SLE 10, some people only for 11, some only likes 15, some only does 12. So there was some work to do. So I have to, oh, I forgot my microphone. Okay, perfect.
So, now we need to start over.
So, yeah. Okay, so that's like, for those who are listening, sorry, I've opened the microphone too late. So openSUSE build service has 60K plus developers, 500K plus source packages. This is like a giant source that we wanted to use somehow, some way. So that's how package up was born. When you look at it, enterprise is cool and such, but what we call extra better is not included. Even openSUSE 13.2 had more packages, Tumbleweed always ahead of it, but enterprise had the maintenance support lifetime 10 years, which is impossible to do with an open source software without enterprise. So before package up, enterprise people had options too to get the packages they need. So since they don't have many package needs, everyone needs like 5, 10 packages, they said, okay, this can be done, this can be managed. One option, feature requests, just open F8. The problem with this is, unless you have a good volume, you are not gonna get it in the enterprise, because enterprise works like, how many people needs this software? Like, we cannot provide you Chromium because Firefox is there. Because with SLE 12, we said, one tool for one job. So there was one mail server, one web browser, and this created a lot of problems. And of course, if you have a good business case, you could request it, but with some tools like Chromium, there's no business case. Okay, I like it, it's not a business case. Or it's faster, it's not always a business case, because it's really hard to maintain it. The option 2 was build it yourself, and before package up, many of the enterprise customers did this. But yeah, it's not easy. So do you feel lucky? Find a community portal for that software. Download the source. Now, I do this every day. I use lots of packages that's not available in OBS because I'm lazy, I won't package it. I download the source. I tried to build a Java software. It downloaded the whole internet. Like, it ate out all my quota. You know what happened? It crashed while building Maven. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah. And I'm building software for, I think, for 20 years. I thought I knew something. No, of course not. So I did read installation instructions. I did. I tried to build it. I did. This was what I hoped. But this is what happened. So basically, glibc changed. They don't know about it now. And Maven guys likes to ship already built software on Linux. Somehow it's cool. It's not. So basically, this is what happened to the enterprise people. They wanted to build, but got build failures. They added hacks. Lots of people did it because there was no better way. And the problem here was, you would go to OBS and you would see enterprise people creating multiple projects. Multiple people did the same thing in a different way, ended up with different binaries, which wasn't good. So that was the isolation. So you could do it yourself in isolation, but you cannot share this. This cannot be shared with your SLE 15 installation because you did horrible hacks. You don't want to use it anyway. It's just to solve that problem. But you are not alone. There is the packaging community, which I told about, openSUSE. So now you're a customer. There is no package up. What do? You try to find your software pre-built. And how can a customer find about software? So what you do, SUSE, SLE 12, like Ansible, RPM something, and you end up somewhere like this. Okay, it's not Ansible, but yeah, same stuff. It looks nice, and it even supposed to directly install, which you might believe at first. It does install directly in some cases. There is like some unwritten beware thingies which you cannot read. So you click that. You go here. We call this hidden gems. It's hidden for a reason. So you end up with this. Yeah. Buyers be aware. This is not supported. This might not work. This might work. We don't know. And okay, this duplicate, and you go with it, and oh, what is this? It adds another repo to your SLE enterprise installation. Now, no one wants this, but people still do this, even with package up. The problem, they don't know about package up, which hopefully we'll fix someday. So what happens here? This is good. You got your PHP 7, later PHP 8, maybe years to come. All right, perfect. But they got an update from SUSE, which might have the same package. So we say like, okay, in this update, we updated the sub library, lib blah blah something. Or it's silently installs. No, there's no problem there. Then you run the software. Oh no, it crashes. Then customer comes to us. Oh, my HPC stuff crashes now. What did you do? No, we didn't do anything. We didn't even release an update. So then you ask, what repos do you have? Then they send the repos, and a lot of these home projects or develop projects, which basically conflicts with each other because they don't know each other, which is kind of expected, which is what that warning was saying. If you know what you are doing, okay, but this is not supposed to work out of the box. So we said, there must be a better way. Sorry. I'm trying to get sick. So we said package up. So the idea back in the day was, can we backport some packages? The word backport is important, we'll see why. So we get together and said, okay, enterprise people need some packages, some. Okay, so let's backport those from OBS, which means steal them, like we just copy and rebuild. So then we said, okay, let's provide additional packages on top of SLE. Oh, and this will enable the customer to use more stuff, and we won't really support it because we cannot support it, but we will not break their system supportability. Unless they override the system package outside of package up, we won't break anything. So this comes with some responsibilities on package up side. So one thing, for example, which I miss actually, you cannot ship kernel modules because we cannot sign with SUSE key. It's two different worlds. We are on the OBS, they are on IBS. That's a problem. There's no virtual box just for this reason. Or there's some stuff, it only has sub-packages kernel module, we cannot ship those. But when you enable package up, your system supportability doesn't break. You are still supported. You can report bugs, do anything, and you can report bugs to us. You cannot ask for support, but you can open up Bugzilla entry, say, okay, this is not working. Our main idea and main focus is x86-64 because it's easy. Nothing else. It's easy to support. You just copy it, and it builds. Other architectures depends on community engagement. It says this is kind of still true, but more true for SLE 12. We'll see why. So, x86-64, this is required. If something doesn't work on x86-64, we fix it. There is no other way unless it's impossible to fix somehow. So this is actually in the order of coolness. AR64 is the second platform which gets like nearly 90% of x86. Then comes PPC64LE. Then comes S390X. Yeah.
Don't laugh about S390X. It's absolutely awesome.
Oh man, how many hours did I spend debugging it? So yeah, I am the S390X desktop maintainer. So
Sorry, that one's the hardest.
like desktop on S390X. Like okay, that's the thing. Yeah, but yeah, honestly, even S390X, you get like I think 5,000 packages, and x86 gets 8,000 packages because everything builds. So, what's cool with package up is it's damn easy. So, you install your system and it wants you to select some extensions, and here you select package up, and voila, it installs. It's free. You just need you need SLE first. It's obvious. As long as you have SLE, you got package up. No key required. You just enable it. We install some repo packages, then install anything you want. Of course, it will say it's not signed with the SUSE key, but just a warning, nothing else. So on OBS, I assume you all know OBS, you said so. We are called backports. This is for historical reasons. So it was about backporting stuff. It ended up being not backporting. So let's do a little bit history. So we have SLE 12 project and 15 project. With SLE 12, we said, okay, yeah, we backport stuff. First thing was, we released SLE 12, and first thing you hear from the customer, dude, where is my KDE? Dude, it's gone, I'm sorry. But of course, you cannot say this. They say, oh, okay, I heard about package up. How about you put KDE in package up? Cool, only 700 packages. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that. So it was the first big project we did. Like, okay, let's backport KDE. Yeah, okay. So it took some time, we did it. People are happy. That's what's important. And another use case, S390X case, people said, this GNOME thing, we don't have a graphic card on S390X. It doesn't run. Do you get it? Yeah, we get it. Then one of the engineers said, okay, I'll put XFCE on backports 12. We said, okay, if you want, why not? And he basically added whole XFCE stack to package up, which was available. Then came the Ericsson guys. They said, hey, we need Pandoc. Okay, only 100 Haskell packages, why not? Here. So basically, we got 1,200 backports hand-selected, like really selected, because the idea was we didn't want anything more, only what the customer wanted. So we did a basic search, okay, what do you need, just tell us, so we put it. Then came SLE 15. Yeah. It was a lot of work. I am the package app developer, so kind of, yeah. In SLE 15, the problem was that backporting doesn't scale. You have to handpick it. I pick something, the customer wants something else. I cannot decide because I don't want to decide. I can't do all the work because it's really complicated. These whole things depend, like, has interdependencies. You steal from factory and put it on SLE 15 system to build. There are a lot of moving parts, so you have to know everything. So we said, there is Leap, there is SLE, there is Tumbleweed. So let's take Leap, basically, and move Leap's packages to enterprise, bridge Leap and SLE. Would it be possible? And yeah, it is possible. So in package up 12, we only shipped 1,400 packages. This is on the x86, which was hand-selected, as I said. It's like 3-4 projects. In package up 15, we shipped more than 7,000 source packages. This is all thanks to Leap. Cats dig software, I can confirm. Yeah. Yeah. So, this is my awesome artwork, yeah. Just slap a 15 there. This is not official. So we said with 15, okay, this cannot be done. We cannot be the judges to select what customer needs. So we said, okay, we get it from the Leap. It sounds very nice on paper. So Leap has around 10,000 packages, I think.
It's almost 12,000.
Right, 12,000 now, yeah. They are adding packages like crazy. Yeah, they noticed they can get into package up automatically. So we said, let's take Leap's packages and let's make it automatic, no selection. Like, we are not the jury for software. Whatever is in Leap, if it's not in SLE, if it's not a kernel module, let's get that in, no, nothing else. So on OBS, if you submit something to Leap or Leap update, of course, like for 15.0, 15.1, whatever you want, it gets into package up automatically. We copy it. We build it. If it doesn't build, we look at it. Okay, we say, this is not in SLE, but there's a bug. Okay, we fix it. We send to the Leap, merge again, it builds. So the idea is like two-way street, supporting each other. So we support Leap, Leap supports us, we keep it going. This brings us what? Easy community involvement. Hopefully we'll have, we'll have a lot of time, I'll show you. Submitting to 12, package up 12 was not easy. The process took at least 2 comments. Think about it. So people were really reluctant. They didn't know what to do. I think Malcolm Lewis, you did a lot of package up submits. Yeah, thank you. It's not easy. And so we ended up with 12, ended up not having enough updates. Like Leap had the updates automatically. We depended on people to notice. Like people, like KDE maintainers came to us. Like when they did an update, they did an extra for us, extra work just to update it on package up. Thanks to KDE people, they did a lot of good work. So now You only submit to Leap, and it automatically gets into package up. So this is our goal. SLE 15 plus package up is enterprise plus Leap. We'll see that this works two ways actually. So what is different? Source from Leap instead of factory. We automatically get it. If there's new packages, we merge it. But this is not always good news though. So let me tell you a story. There's always a bad part. We used to have 8,000 packages in package up 15, and still we have 8,000. But in SP1, Leap 15 Leap 15.1, the Haskell people decided they don't want to maintain some Haskell packages, in Leap, and they deleted 1,500 Haskell packages. And yeah, we ended up deleting those packages too, so 15 SP1 ships much less packages due to that. But yeah, as I said, it's automatic. If it gets deleted, we deleted it. And if it's added, we added. So some things are still the same. Okay, let's start with the bad stuff. No dedicated QA. This is community work. Leap does QA. We depend on that QA, and it's kind of cool. It won't break your stuff. It runs for some definition of run.
It won't break your stuff, as if that's like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It's like, it has tumbleweed level QA at least, which I use daily. No, I use SLE. Okay, so no additional cost. This is the same. And supported for SLED, everything, even HPC stuff. We have some HPC stuff for AR64, which SUSE doesn't support. I find it really cool. We support, this way we ship some scientific software on AR64, which would be not available at all because SLE HPC guys don't want to support it, which is quite cool. We don't offer commercial support, but if we break something, we love bug reports. Like when we break something, I got at least 6 salespeople telling me what did I break. You can open a Bugzilla, I don't care. You can email me, I don't care. I appreciate it. If we break something for you, just tell us. Packageup@suse.com. 3 people monitors that address. So, and if you really break something, we care about it. We try to fix it same day. Kind of better from enterprise, you know? We take pride in our work. Okay. And yeah, so some numbers. So yeah, here we just handpicked, and it was really 1,400 something. Then 15 is huge. What should I say? Yeah. And it took a lot of work actually. Like it took 6 months to get it to that level because who knew making a distribution is really hard? Yeah.
Shocking.
And if you put SLE 15 with package up, it's basically at the Leap level, and this is really nice. That missing differences, and we went through one by one, it's I think 140 packages, is due to kernel modules or other really conflicting stuff. Some stuff uses update alternatives, like we have a new version of PostgreSQL in Leap, which we can't put in SLE. It's actually a new package, but overwrites the binary links, which is okay, not okay. We are not sure. We don't want to surprise you. So that's the only difference. And I tell you, we go one by one. Why doesn't this package is different from the, why can't we ship it? So we decide on it, like we say, okay, we cannot ship it because of this. So we don't say it doesn't build, just kick it out. So it's a two-way bridge, I said. What does that mean? You can go from Leap to SLE plus package up. This we actually test like daily. And the cool thing is, should I close the microphone? You can go from SLE to Leap too. This we tested because we said like, oh, what the hell, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. Does it work? Who knows? It is possible. Yeah.
Package manager won't cry.
Yeah, this shows the technology is really stable. It's really interesting. Just going both ways, and it's two different worlds, but it still works. And yeah, this is the end of my presentation. On Wiki, we have portal backports, which explains the technical stuff, like how to submit to 12. For 15, as I said, you just submit to Leap. We take it from there. And package.suse.com is where you see all the available packages. You get update RSS. If you update something, there it goes. There will be a discuss forum or something like that in the future. So you can add comments to the packages saying this works, this doesn't work, this didn't behave as I expected or so. Until then, you can email us. And if you have questions, please let me know. Yeah, please.
So is there a different package hub set of package hub repos for each service pack?
Yes, and you don't see it. So for 12, there are like 5 different package hubs, but you just see one package hub. You click it, it selects the correct service pack level and installs it. Same for 15.
Okay, I guess the reason I wonder is if it's just user space software, then it should not matter. You should be able to, you should not have to have a different package hub for each.
Aha, good question. We have to, because water first. With 12, we didn't. We had a layered architecture. So SP2 only getted 1-2 more packages or 1-2 difference. SP3 maybe 0. But with 15, the base changed so much that they don't use layering anymore, Sleep 15. So we said we copy all packages to other repos. So 15 is one repo, 15 SP1 is another repo, and only works in its service pack level. So this is with Haskell stuff too. When you move away, you have to lose the packages because it's not stable between service packs. This is not supported. That was kind of the reason, and that actually created extra work for us because we have to support each service pack. But this is cool. You can introduce new GCC, new stuff, and it will work.
Okay, so you copy them over.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, on the user side, you just see package hub and it works. And if you upgrade, it will work automatically, thanks to SCC. Any other questions?
So, from time to time, I've submitted many things to Leap and many more things into Factory, but the way when I look at packagehub.suse.com, I often see that most of the references seem to be almost exclusively about C12, and the hot list that shows up on there is just all the stuff that was in SLE 12. I know that it covers SLE 15 as well, but it seems like, is it supposed to be the website doesn't say the right things about SLE 15? Because it still references, oh, you got to send things directly to backports to make them show up, which has not been the case for the last 2 releases of SLE.
I have to admit, our documentation is not up to par with the quality of packages. Yeah, that's because our product manager is our webmaster. He has a lot of work to do, but that's not an excuse. We try to improve it, adding 15 stuff, and we are aware of it, we are working for it, and yeah, but you got it right. Like,
it's just kind of confusing.
Yeah, because the sad part is 15 basically needs nothing from you.
Yes.
Just submit it to Leap, and yeah, I'll take care of it. We are working on it. We are adding new stuff, like we'll add a forum, so you can add comments, and we'll add more stuff soon.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One of the issues that I'm seeing on the forum, or seeing forum at the moment with Package Hub, is the dependency on
Extensions?
Modules.
Okay, yeah.
So at the moment, like for Package Hub 12, if you want to install, I can't remember whether it's Image Magic or Graphics Magic, it wants
that thing.
It wants a lib from this module, but of course if they're not subscribed to the module, they're not getting it. And the same for SLE 15 as well, which is in now Workstation extension.
Yeah.
So if they haven't got a workstation extension subscription.
Okay.
So the question was, package of 15 and 12.2 depends on other SUSE modules, and this is not documented, and this is sometimes surprising. This is expected, sadly. The way modules are laid out, this has to work that way, because we are building whole KDE, and for example, the KDE data viewer for video files depends on libav codec. libav codec only ships with the workstation extensions. We don't know this on OBS. We built, it builds. Now, actually, before coming here, we talked about this with the other build-up stuff. So we have an RPM developer in our payroll too. So we said, we'll possibly have a way to say, this package needs these extensions. So it won't say, this needs libav codec and you don't have it. It will say, you need workstation extension and I cannot install this. So this is what we plan. We'll have to improve RPM and our system. I hope for SP2, because SP1 already closed for big changes. But we see the pain point, and actually, this was worse before in 12, but in 15, we found a way to shift these libraries. Like we said, okay, we depend on this library, but SLE doesn't ship it anywhere. Then, okay, we'll create a fake repo, like openSUSE package of dependencies repo, and we'll copy these files. So this was accepted by the release managers, and we did this, and this enabled a lot more packages. So, but we see your pain point, we talk every day, we sometimes succeed, I'll get to you. We sometimes succeed, like we say, okay, please move this package to this so my user doesn't have to install the whole extension just to get this. This sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. They have good technical reasons for not doing it. But yeah, hopefully in the future you'll get a very nice error message, but this won't fix your problem fully. But we try.
So this is a problem that we've, just to kind of give some color and context here, I also work a lot in the Fedora community, and in the Fedora community, we've actually encountered this problem before when people are working with the Red Hat Enterprise Linux with EPEL, and the way that we kind of address this problem, and I'm wondering if this may work for you, is that we made it so that we can read the repos regardless of whether or not they're activated. So there's an enabled metadata switch that you can set in the repo file, and when that's set, the dependency solver can see all the packages, but doesn't necessarily can install them. So when it does a dependency resolution calculation, it'll say this repo is missing, needs to be enabled. That can be translated to a subscription enablement request. I was wondering if the system in SLE with SEC and such is advanced enough to offer that kind of capability. Because the last time I poked around with SLE from doing some corporate development stuff, I could not poke a module or an extension repo that I didn't have enabled. So I was wondering if that has changed with SLE.
Okay, so the question was, can you somehow search for packages in the modules or extensions you didn't enable, you don't have? Yes, the answer is yes. There is zipper search -packages, which basically does what you said. It searches whole extension metadata, all modules. You don't have to have it enabled. It will say, okay, I found it in workstation extension. You can enable and install it. Okay. Yeah, that's actually kind of solves the problems, but it requires the user to know more stuff.
Making it automatic rather than so like what we did. So you could always search in Yum or DNF for on disabled repos, but there was a flag we added mainly for package-kit, but it became valuable for other things. It's called enabled_metadata. So enabled is 0, but enabled metadata is 1, which means that it can do the calculations and say, oh, this depends on a thing in a disabled repo. Would you like to enable it?
Good point, but I don't know how good it would be, because some extensions require a license.
Well, it could be based on checking the entitlement or some of the other things. Like, I'm just saying, if that's a way to make that a less painful to figure out what the actual problem is, it's a lot better than the error from Zipper that says, hey, you're missing this library, and I don't know where this library comes from, and you're basically screwed.
Yeah, actually, our biggest pain point is KDE. KDE's dependence on the baby codec. No, KDE gives me my job. That's basically why I work. So we'll try to fix it actually. There's a technical solution, like SLE ships FFmpeg 3. So we wanted to ship FFmpeg 4, which wouldn't conflict with 3, but still would give us the KDE's functionality. We are working on this. It might make it for SP1, but I'm not sure it will happen or not, because I'm in US and not working in Nuremberg. So we'll see.
But in this case, of course, one of the packages, of course, is in SLE, because that's a desktop.
Yes, exactly. The file conflicts makes it a problem. Like, if FFmpeg4 is completely doesn't conflict at all, I could just put it in, but it probably conflicts.
It conflicts all over.
Yeah, that's my problem at the moment. But we know about it. Please.
So in SCC, there is a packages option under my tools. It has beta next to it. And when I list the amount of packages that are available for x86-64 or SLES-15, it shows 18,914.
Yeah, because it contains, yeah.
RPM packages.
Yes.
When we're looking at Package Hub and we see the 8,900 and whatever, those are the source packages.
Those are only source packages because I have no idea how OBS API works for binaries. So
The answer is it doesn't.
yeah, it's probably as you said, at least 12,000 binaries at least because, but, yeah.
Yeah, because all
Yeah.
of OpenSUSE are linked.
But good part is that search shows package up to. For example, if you search for Ansible Chromium, you'll see it will say package up extension.
Yep, no, I'm looking at it right here, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, no, and for S390X, it's over 12,000 binary packages that are available, so that's really cool.
You are welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you want anything in there, you just have to ask the maintainer. So you don't even have to build the package.
Yeah.
You can ask the maintainer.
Sometimes people come to me like say, this package doesn't be for ARC64, like in package up. It doesn't because the way SLE is released is squeezing the resources. They don't release what the customer doesn't need, but I need the headers and other stuff. And if you come to me and saying, okay, this package actually can build but doesn't build, I look at it, I fix it. There was I think, Jack package for multimedia, which didn't build because ARC64 missed the header release from SLE. We did some magic, so it didn't build on x86, but on the ARC64, but we made it. So if you have some specific problem, we are happy to work on it and provide solutions.
But what I was getting at is that, say you search OBS and find some package in some home repo that's the only place it is, you can still ask that packager to push it to Leap or to Tumbleweed to factory, and then it will get...
And this is the good point. You have to get into the Leap and support those guys before you can support us.
And which means you have to get into factory first.
Yes, exactly.
Because the factory, Leap, and then the SLE.
Of course.
Yeah, because that was my next question. So there's a couple of packages that I've built because it's built by the mainframe community, and it helps for integration with some OpenStack stuff. And so I'd like to get it into Package Hub, but I have to go through the factory and all that stuff.
And the main reason is you submit to package up, you submit to Tumbleweed. I review it, someone reviews it, goes through QA, it installs, be sure. You submit the Leap, another guy reviews it, so you get 2 free reviews. So this is the good part. The community involvement is really important. So we have something like 4 eyes principle. So at least 2 people saw it. It improves the quality of the packages. Like a lot of cool stuff, like KDE, is only thanks to the guys who maintain it, the open source people from outside of SUSE. So that's the good part, yeah. So get it in Tumbleweed, it's really easy. Like every month I introduce a new package because I depend on it. There are some simple rules.
Some minor details with OpenQA and S390X workers. But
Yeah.
fix that.
S390. Yeah, S390 is not easy.
Oh, come on. You keep saying that.
Give me DEV11 so that I can load it in, so that when it's a failure, I can debug. Then I'll be happy.
You work on okay. I take your word for it.
I'll give you my card and I will tell you what we're doing.
All right.
I will get your picture.
Yeah.
Okay, another questions?
Can you move to the slide before?
Yes.
The URL.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
This is the technical stuff. Also, if you want SLE 12 stuff, you want the... Okay, let me talk about how to submit to SLE 12. Actually, yeah, it's not that hard, actually. So, for SLE 12, you need to get your package in Tumbleweed. That's the only thing you need. Then, who uses OSC daily, the command line client? Not I mean daily, weekly, okay, 3, 4 people, perfect. 5 people, perfect. So you do OSC submit request, openSUSE factory, something, openSUSE exports, SLE 12. That's it. Then what comes to me? Then magic, exactly. Then the magic comes my way. Okay, of course you don't see it. Yeah. So, no?
One day.
Of course. Oh, of course. No, not that one. No, I'm not trying to hide, trust me. So, the magic comes my way, yeah. So, you submit. OSC tells you, this project does not accept submit requests. Let me create a maintenance request for you. Okay. Then the maintenance people, like Marcus Meisner there, picks up and says, okay, this builds. Please review it. I review it. I say, okay, this is in factory. This is an okay change. Let's take it. Then they say, okay, I create the maintenance project. Review it again before we release it. If I can click it. It's even critical. So let's review it together. Stop slacking. It's 4 days ago. Okay, if it shows up. So this is basically the maintenance process. So maintenance people helps us with this. Thanks to them, it works. Kind of, if internet works. So yeah, okay, this is Thunderbird, cool. So what I see the change log. I see the spec file, only a version change. Here, review for backport reviewers. This says, do you agree or not? Okay, let's approve it. And basically, when I click it, in some hours, it's released as an update to the customers. So they get a new Thunderbird. In 15, I don't do this. In 15, only you submit to Leap update. Maintenance makes a copy. But before they release, they say, okay, PackageUp has this too. Let's just copy the repo for them too.
Oh, so it just happens now?
Yes, it's just a script copying, actually. So I don't even see it. I don't see the updates coming and going. It's cool. And yeah, so my point was, let's go to the Thunderbird is not in SLE 12, but in 15, I think. So yeah, so in Portal Backports, you'll see all the technical details behind this. There are 2 ways to do it: the lazy way, the way I told, and the right way. Just tell them you didn't know the right way when you do my way. It will work. It's okay, it's the same thing. Maintenance does extra 2 clicks. It's okay. And as I said, PackageUp SUSECON has the user side of the documentation, RSS feeds. We update something, there goes an RSS, it's cool. Yeah. So, any other questions?
So during the development of Leap 15.1 that's going on right now, I've been doing updates to some of my packages in there. When they get accepted into there from Tumbleweed into Leap 15.1, are they automatically copied into the Backports 15.1 channel as well when they're in, or does that happen at the end of the cycle?
That happens daily. The Leaper bot runs and it says, okay, this package change, you don't have it, here is a copy. So daily this bot runs, I think not even daily, hourly or something. So
that's even for going from Leap to Package Hub?
if for Leap 15.1 to Package Hub 15 SP1.
Yes.
The other project, GA, is frozen, so we
Right,
don't
right.
touch it.
Yeah.
But the other way goes automatically. And if we get a build failure, we see, okay, this is a package, it failed, why it failed, debug it, send fixes to Leap, get it again. So it goes that way.
Yeah, the reason why I was asking is because I submitted some updates for some packages that landed like Sunday or Monday, and I looked and I didn't see them that day, like getting submitted automatically into Package Hub or something like that. So I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think we just didn't automate it because the problem is, yeah, every service pack is new. So when you start, you have like 4,000 unresolvables. You have to figure out that stuff first, then you start merging new stuff. So basically the Haskell 1500 removal broke a lot. Before I came, we fixed it, and we were like, okay, let's copy again. So basically we do in cycles and we don't do automatic when there are problems, and there are problems right now. Like S390X problems due to Rust.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's the problem. We cannot blind merge. We fix stuff, then merge. That's why.
Right. No, unfortunately, I know what you're talking about with the Rust stuff. That's why I was saying, like, I need S390X debugging. I'm one of the Rust maintainers.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing, but like, I'm one of the Rust maintainers.
Any other questions? Any use for package apps? Do you have a use? Yeah, we are just like 8 people here. Like, okay.
So, I'm at SUSE and I work with a bunch of embedded partners. There's the second piece, so the first piece is, wow, this is wonderful. All these fantastic packages we need. Second piece, support.
Oh boy.
And so I don't know. This is outside the scope of this. But it would be lovely if there were a way SUSE could take the next step and provide support.
So
on a.
So I always kind of envisioned that would be the natural evolution of things like that. Because like if people had enough interest in a particular package hub package, it could graduate to being something that would be fully supported by SUSE.
I should write next to my name, Ismail Dönmez, not a manager. So I don't know. Maybe they plan it. But it makes sense. Doesn't it make sense? Because we hear a lot of big names, like, oh, why did you break package hub? I'm like, you use package hub? Why don't you tell me?
Well, we don't know how to tell you. To be
Yeah, you can email me and say don't share it, and we don't share it with anyone, but we say, oh, cool, you use it. But do you have anything you need? Like you said, you have 2 packages that has to go to Tumbleweed. Cool. I don't have a business card, but I can give you the email. We can work on it. Perfect.
Okay, I have, how about GitLab Community Edition?
Oh God.
Okay, we can do that. I
They say only CentOS or Ubuntu.
So GitLab upstream now officially supports SUSE Linux Enterprise. They've been supporting it for about 3 years now.
Yeah, actually, a secret, we built our own GitLab.
You do.
Yeah.
That package is
Edition.
crazy.
Yes, it is.
But not Community Edition.
Yes.
They do both.
Oh, they do now?
They do both.
Oh.
I have talked to them about this a couple of years ago because I wanted to ask them to add another distribution after they'd added Sleep, and they were like, the reason we added it is because like 3 customers asked us to do it, so they started adding it.
No. But if you can make a request, but better way is if it's not in Tumbleweed, it's not gonna happen. It has to go to, but we have the package, so I think there might be some interest in getting in Tumbleweed because we have an engineer regularly maintaining our GitLab package because we use GitLab ourselves too. So makes sense if you can make a request for it, some discussion around it.
GitLab is a tough one in particular.
Yeah, it's a lot of dependencies, a lot of work.
900 node dependencies,
Yeah.
about 300 Ruby gems.
Yeah, it's the basic open source problem. When the problem is really hard, people don't want to work on it. It takes time and you don't get much back.
We gave up eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Because this binary can be installable. There is npm install, break the world, why not?
And they added Webpack for good fun. And now they added a new JS framework,
Yeah.
and it's like, the pain goes on and on and on. That's why we wrote our own Git server. That's why Pagger is in openSUSE now. So it's also I think that means it's in backwards, right? Since it's in Leap.
It's in Leap is members.
Yep. So that means it's in package hub. So there's a thing that if you want to, you can try that.
But let me know if you have a use case, packagehub@suse.com, or use my email address, edonmaz@suse.com. We are always open to bug reports, actually. Unless I break, no one speaks up. It's lonely.
And I was saying, even if your customers get on OBS and find the package, trace it back or wherever onto OBS, they can make a comment directly to the guy that's maintaining.
And we will get
the
that
package.
email.
And, so if there's something not working,
Right.
I get lots of comments rather than bug reports.
Yeah.
I get comments on my package.
The sad part is every day I see enterprise people just getting some home devil project into their installations. Same thing is in package app, they just don't know. Or they say, okay, it's only one package, why would I enable it? Because it will break at some point.
And then you'll really want package hub.
Yes.
So you wanted feedback on something with Package Hub, and yesterday, so I was setting up the SLES for Power
Okay.
booth and SLES for Z booth in the
Okay.
technology showcase, and I wanted to install Chromium, and Chromium is in Package Hub.
And you
But
couldn't.
no, well, I did,
Oh.
but it actually came up with a warning about a mismatch on the signing. It had a 4-digit code that I had to.
Yes, sir, because they set up the RMT mirror server in a wrong way.
Okay.
They didn't do it right. Yes, the technical part is that SCC dialog is very important. When you click it, we install a small release package which adds our GPG key, which says, okay, this is safe to trust. And RMT guys somehow not doing this right. I don't know why. Good point. I have to talk to them. But we have this bug with other customers too. But if you see it, it means package up dash release is missing. Just install it, and everything will be fine. Because package up dash release is signed by SUSE, that's the only package they sign for us.
Oh, so you would cross-trust.
Exactly. But thanks for the report. So, anything else?
I didn't know about this detail about you having a release package for doing this. So is it only just the GPG key?
Yeah, only the GPG key, and it says I'm installing a GPG key, don't worry.
Oh, so it doesn't include like the repo file?
No. It does, but that's a technical issue. It has to.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with that. I
Yeah.
like that style personally.
Yeah, so you know something installed.
Yeah.
So there is something like a questionnaire about the session, so you can vote me the worst presenter. It's okay. But yeah, they asked me to say this, so please fill the questionnaire so they know how it went. Was it good or bad? It's okay.
It was great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll check the votes.